welcome to another Red Alert 3 livecast. I'm GBH Michael, and this is going to be game number 1 for the win number 41 finals between the yellow Soviet player. It is Dimon on the left of Infinity Isle, and on the right of the map we have the orange Empire player. It is Zaar. So Dimon, he's won the last he won the last 4 tournaments in a row. It's definitely looking like he's going to be doing very well this tournament as well. But Zaar, not a player who I've previously heard of, has made it all the way to the finals with some pretty nice play up to this point. But let's see if he can manage to hold his own against a player of Dimon's caliber. So let's see what's coming out from the start. So currently going with the 3 dojo start, looking to be going a little bit aggressive with infantry at the start, but not overly aggressive, making sure he can get the Alderac of his own and potentially try and do a little bit of damage against the Alderac of Dimon's at the northern position. So gets this guy up, he knows exactly what's going off, and Dimon is most likely going to be going for a war factory after this. A couple of infantry heroes coming out, like I was mentioning before. There's a few units poking forward to try and take off this oil derrick. Now Dimon has picked off the garrison, which means that if he does manage to get forward into this position, he won't be able to take over the garrison and just chip away at the oil derrick without anything to contest it. So one thing that players can do with the dojos on the front line like this is place them in front of the refinery location and try to block off the refinery with walls for as long as possible. But instead, just goes for the oil derrick and actually managed to take off this flak trooper. It will. No flak troopers are inside these refineries, so there'll be nothing to really defend against the Tengus. Right, actually keep this. So it loses the terror drone in a panic to kill the engineer, but does kill the engineer. So it's probably going to be better to keep the old direct, to be honest. But 2 sickles are now out, and 2 terror drones. I mean, 2 Tengus are trying to get some harassment in. But actually, at this stage in the game, it's going to be sickles versus Tengus. So there's no tier 2. It's just going to be going for a relatively fast expansion, and the Tengu harassment will be continuing for quite some time. Just holding them off with sickles is not the most ideal place to be in. You ideally want tanks to do that, but he's just going with sickles instead. They can go in for some harassment afterwards, but most likely they'll be pretty useless at that stage in the game. So decides to go for the refinery and most likely a super reactor after this on low power. And actually Zaar has retaken the Alderac at the top. Actually no, he did. Yeah, he has retaken the Alderac at the top. So even more Tengus coming in, trying to just do whatever harassment they can get done. In the meantime, Dimon has got his 3rd refinery up and running on the high ground. So constant harassment coming out of Zaar here, but I don't think it's quite enough to do the game-ending damage he needs to. He needs to be harassing more than one at once, and he's not really doing the damage he needs to. He's going in for one at a time. He has multiple Tengus, but he's not going in to multiple collectors at a time. so many Tengus have fallen. And to be honest, they haven't dealt that much damage. Zaar is on 2 refineries, Dimon is on 3. Dimon does seem to have the commanding lead at this stage in the game. If Zaar sent 1 Tengu over here, 1 Tengu over here, and 1 Tengu over here as well at the same time, then all of the sickles would have to be split up. The terror drone, the bullfrog, would be a little bit harder to defend, and it wouldn't have gone quite as favourably for Dimon as it had. But as it stands, Dimon has a pretty big lead. Zaar went up to tier 2, so he will be able to defend against this sickle harassment for now, but he's currently on the back foot in terms of economy. So trying to focus down the collector, might actually manage to get it, but is it going? Oh, barely! The turtle surprise saved the day. The Pterodon surprise, if that didn't come out, that Pterodon will have not gotten the kill. Instantly infected the collector and just barely managed to get the kill, so a little bit of luck out of Dimon there. Did manage to get the collector, but either way, it's gone down. Now 2 Pterodons are out. One thing that you can get to, you can easily defend Tengu harassment with Pterodons, but the problem with that is you take a lot of damage in the process. So your collectors will be on very low health if they manage to get the honourable discharge damage off, which you probably will. Now, as a tier 2 is now, oh, he has to be careful with this one if he wants to get the old discharge damage. Doesn't actually get it, so the collector stays alive on critical health, but has not gone down. Both these collectors are on critical health now, so they will be mining on a slower pace for at least the foreseeable future. While Dimon goes for the observation post, just making sure that you can see exactly what's going on. One thing that you have to be careful with on a map like this, with the ridges the way they are and the ability to move through air much faster than ground, it's nice to see exactly where the units are. And if an Empire player especially likes to go for Tengu VX, it's nice to see exactly where you should place your own units. So that observation post is definitely a nice touch. Building a crane next to this refinery will mean that he can just defend this, well, keep it alive for that little bit longer and defend from any Tengu harassment, which is probably going to be coming in the future. So lots of tanks, lots of bullfrogs. This is probably going to be going for an airfield very soon, I would have thought. Yes, there it is. So he's actually no battle lab. Whoa, okay. That's a bit unusual. Is he going to be going for fast what, apocalypse tanks? There's a chance he could do that. Or maybe just go for like an Iron Curtain or something. Either, yeah, it might work. But apocalypse tank's probably going to be the name of the game. But Tengu's coming in yet again. Tengu VX composition is going to be what Zaar is going to be going for. But as the observation is captured, Dimon knows exactly what Zaar is doing. So he's going to be able to send his units there in time to defend. 4th refinery coming down out of Dimon at the same time as his tier 3, going for the 3rd refinery and a testicle to defend it. So that should be very easy to defend. And it should be able to... There's not going to be any way for Zaar to really deal with that. Zaar's still only on 2 refineries. He's going to have to get some game ending damage done very, very soon if he's going to have any chance in coming back into this game. Because right now, it's not looking very good for him. He has half of the economy out of Dimon, and he doesn't have anywhere near as big of an army either. So sends a couple of harassment units in, trying to get the kill on that collector. Does not even manage to get it. So Dimon realised, okay, so he's actually just going for another collector, which is usually the better way to go. Just sending a collector into the crane on low health and building a new one is usually the better way to go. But just sending it into the refinery first, making sure he gets the ore before sending it back to mine. But this one's on a bit of a dodgy path. So yes, it was it's going to be a vacuum imploder. Okay, well, I feel like it's a little bit of a troll out of Dimon here. He can do whatever he wants, but going for the vacuum imploder, it just pretty much puts a timer on the end of the game. As soon as the vacuum imploder has been fully counted down, it will mean that he can push in, and there's going to be nothing that Zaar can do to really defend it at all. His entire army is going to be sucked into a vortex and just decimated. That's unless Zaar can do something about it very quickly. And one thing that's very, very powerful against super weapons is engineers. So an engineer coming over and capturing this could very easily turn the tides of this game very, very quickly. And that could potentially be his key back into this game. But it depends if he's going to make that risk. If he's going to make that decision and try and do what he needs to do. Apocalypse tanks are out on the field, so they will be pushing forward with the aid of all these other bullfrogs and tanks at the same time. But Tengu's trying to get whatever harassment they can in. Most likely just going to sacrifice a couple to take down the Tesla coil and go for the refinery afterwards. But Apocalypse tank rolling in. There's nothing to defend it back here. VXs are out of position. This Apocalypse tank should have a free kill. It'll have a lovely time just destroying the main base with no real competition. So there it is. Going over for the Crushers in conjunction with the Turret Drone. It's a very nice move out of Dimon there. And now all of a sudden, Mecha Bay is under threat. Anything that comes out will instantly get crushed. And he is just decimating the entire base out of Zaar. MCV going down as well. This is not looking good for him at all. There it is. Zaar has been defeated. Game 1 will go to Dimon, and he'll take a 1-0 lead.